What's good everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be doing a little different from my usual videos. I'll be making an airdrop guide, and I think this video is important for those who has less capital, and I believe this is one way you can make a lot of money in the crypto space just by doing this airdrop task. And I have already chosen the top few projects that I think it's worth your time and it's also worth farming for the particular airdrops. So in this video, I'll be mentioning at least 6 of these protocols, and on my next video, I'll release another 6 more protocols that you can airdrop farm, and I believe all these can do very well once the token releases. So first up, I'll be talking about Eigenlayer. So I believe Eigenlayer will be, one of, if not the largest airdrop in crypto history, even bigger than Arbitrum drop, bigger than DYDX, etc. So as mentioned in this tweet over here by Thor, TIA, the token Celestia, it peaked at 15 billion FDV a few days ago, and Eigenlayer definitely will be able to surpass that FDV this year or next year. So, looking at this tweet itself, if 10% of the supply is airdrop, we have 2 billion airdrop being farmed by just $1 billion currently. Why I think this airdrop will be big is because coming into the main website itself, eigenlayer.xyz, you can see here over here, the liquid restaking deposits on Eigenlayer are currently paused. So what this means is they actually cap the amount of the different liquid restakings on the particular platform, and so this limits users from depositing and participants as well. So less participants, less dilution, airdrop will be bigger. As simple as that. So because of this capping of restaking, which is currently paused right now, I believe Eigenlayer will be huge. Alright, so what do you have to do, or how do you even join, or how do you even qualify for Eigenlayer airdrop, which is potentially coming in Q2 or Q3? So as I mentioned before, the main way is to go to either the Lido or Rocket Pool. You stake your ETH with them. Okay, you get these liquid coins back, like STETH, RETH. I personally did the Swell staked Ether. I staked with Swell. I got back SWETH, and then I restaked in this platform when the restaking deposits were open a few weeks back. But right now, currently the deposits are currently paused. So one thing you can do is to go to other dApps like Renzo, which I'll be talking about later, which earns you Eigenlayer points as well. So the main thing I want to say is Eigenlayer, I think this will be the largest airdrop, but I would suggest if you have less than 0.2 ETH to invest or to farm, just skip this, because I think I would suggest at least just putting at least 0.2 ETH into Eigenlayer. If not, don't bother with this protocol, farm other projects with your 0.2 ETH. Moving on to Renzo, this is the protocol, or this is the dApp that I'm talking about, which qualifies you for Eigenlayer points as well, even though the deposits on Eigenlayer itself is capped. So on Renzo, they actually partnered up with Eigenlayer as well. So because of that, and if you deposit ETH with Renzo, you can earn the native staking rewards plus Eigenlayer restake points as well. So it kills 2 birds with 1 stone, because Renzo might have a token coming out as well, and if you stake ETH with Renzo, you'll get back easy ETH. When you get easy ETH, you get easy points, which is the points on this app itself, which potentially qualifies you for the Renzo token drop, plus you get Eigenlayer points as well. And the total value restaked on this platform is already 22 million. Last week I checked, it was only about 10 or 15 million. Now it's steadily increasing. And so I suggest if you have at least 0.2 ETH, restake with Renzo to get easy ETH. That's all you need to do. Literally, your ETH is still gaining you yield. At the same time, it's ETH basically is pegged to ETH. So there's very little risk. I mean, all apps have risk, alright? But I believe this is a very good play to just farm Eigenlayer since the cap is on. Okay, so that is Renzo and Eigenlayer. Next up, I'll be talking about Manta network. Of course, I believe most of you already know about this because a lot of people are talking about it on Twitter. Alright, it's a modular L2 backed by Binance, Polygon, Layer 0, plus Celestia. So, very simply, this is going to be a huge airdrop. They already shared some qualifications if you did the Galaxy and Zilly task weeks ago, which I didn't. But if you did, you definitely qualified for some Manta tokens. Okay, so similar to Eigenlayer, you actually require to deposit ETH as well into this particular protocol. Going to their main website, Manta Pacific is the fastest growing L2 with 700 million plus TVL, huge TVL. And so, as I mentioned, you need ETH to transfer over. When you deposit and bridge over to their Manta network, you will essentially convert your ETH, which you have bridged, into their token called Stone, alright, on the Manta network. To do this, you need a invite code to do this. So I do have some invite codes, but if you're interested, you can DM me on Twitter. My Twitter link is down below. If you're interested, just let me know. Alright, I'll put some codes down in the description down below as well. But essentially, similar to Eigenlayer, I did see somewhere where you should participate in this airdrop campaign only if you have 0.25 ETH to bridge over. So if you have 0.25 ETH and lesser, just skip this protocol as well. Okay, so simple as that. All you need to do is bridge over and you're done. The only problem is you're essentially locking your ETH for about 2 months to February, end of February. So that's the only downside. But as I mentioned, your ETH is still your ETH. You will get it back after February and March. So essentially pretty low risk as well for this protocol. So if you're interested, remember, DM me for some codes. Only if you have 0.25 ETH and you really want to bridge over. Okay, my third protocol I'm going to talk about is Hyperliquid. This is essentially a trading DEX, or you can call it something like DYDX if you heard before. You can trade on this platform. You can put your USDC to good use in vaults, etc. And all these earns you points. And these points potentially will qualify you for Hyperliquid airdrop as well, which should be coming in Q2 or something like that. And I think this is a very good opportunity to gain airdrop because, even you have $100 or you have $200, I think it is worth farming Hyperliquid. And very simply, how do you do it? Alright, I deposited only 200 USD in Hyperliquid, and some things you can do is you either trade with them or you put into the vault. So the easiest way, of course, clicking on the vault. You have many protocol vaults and also user vaults. The safest, in my opinion, would be to put your USDC in this Hyperliquidity provider HLP vault. Essentially very, very low risk. You just put in your USDC. Deposit lockup period is 4 days, just to take note. Okay, and then you can earn some APR on them by just depositing. So I deposited about 200 plus. I got back about $20 plus just from depositing my funds into this HLP vault. Pretty straightforward, and this also gives you points. The other way is, of course, just the trade. Okay, trade and build volume on the charts. You can trade all these coins over here available. Okay, all you need to do is you buy long, sell short. I'm not gonna talk much about this, but yeah, essentially just build volume on this platform, and you in turn get Hyperliquid points as well, which will be distributed every Thursday. All right. Okay, that's my third protocol. The fourth protocol I'm talking about is Orderly Network. So this is an omni-chain infrastructure that unifies liquidity across blockchains. So they do not have their own Dapps to use, so we do not know what qualifies for this particular airdrop itself. But I believe Orderly Network is very undervalued, and I think it's a good opportunity to start farming right now. There are a few ways to farm Orderly currently. The first way is to go to Galaxy, GALXE, do their task, all these. Okay, just follow. Essentially, you just earn points and their NFTs. Okay, that's all you need to do for this part. The next way is to use WooFi.pro. So they use Orderly Network. Okay, you can see at the bottom, they are powered by Orderly Network, and so we are assuming that if we use this DEX, we are essentially interacting with Orderly Network as well. And so similar to Hyperliquid, there is no vault to deposit in, but you just have to build volume again. Even you have 100 or 200 USDC, it's still very worth. I can build up 10k volume very quickly. So essentially you just enter a trade with, let's say, half of your USDC. You enter a trade and you quickly close the position. Okay, so that's how you build volume, and yeah, that's just a trick for you guys. Next up, my fourth one, or is it the fifth one? Okay, my next protocol I'm talking about will be Parcl. So Parcl, you can trade real estate prices with up to 10x leverage. So it's basically a liquid real estate exposure for you. It's built on Solana. Very simply, all you need to do, if you're not a trader, okay, you don't have to trade all this real estate stuff. You just need to provide liquidity. Just put in USDC again. Okay, I put in about 200 USDC. You can see over here. The only downside to this is there's a lockup period of about a month or so, and I just put in a few weeks back, so it's going to be released on the 21st of Jan. So yeah, you just literally add the liquidity, click on the plus, put the amount of USDC you want to deposit for liquidity, and you confirm deposit. And every day you will earn points. And you can see on the top right, I have about 12k points right now. These points will qualify you for the airdrop. You can buy their NFTs as well, but I wouldn't suggest to buy now because it's kind of rising in price now. I think one's for 8 SO or something like that. So yeah, this one thing you can do, just put in USDC. I have my referral code down in the description down below. I'll share all the links that I've talked about, all the protocols I've talked about down below. Next up, it's farming layer 0. So this is a very huge one in my opinion. It's an omni-chain interoperability protocol. Essentially, how do you farm is to use Dapps that are powered by layer 0. And you know, I'm not going to share all the steps that I took to farm for layer 0 because this thread itself by CC2 Ventures, I'll link it down below again. He or she mentions all the Dapps you can interact with powered by layer 0. At the same time, you can farm for different bridges that are tokenless, which might release tokens in the future as well. So it kills like multiple birds in one stone. You farm for layer 0, you farm for multiple airdrops, multiple bridges, and so just follow this whole thread, and I assure you, you would definitely qualify for layer 0 airdrop, which will be huge. Alright, check this out. Okay, moving on to my last two protocols. This protocol is called Carv, carv.io. Essentially, all you need to do every day is to farm for this SOL, which can be converted to UP coin in future when the airdrop comes. You just need to get your ENS name, something like that, the name service itself, and then every day you can essentially mine this SOL. Currently, if you use Ronin, it's free. On OP BNB, I think it's free as well, but ZK Sync you need to pay a certain gas fee. But every day I'll do all three, okay, just to farm for SOL. And you also can bind different accounts, which gets you more SOL per day as well. Essentially, it's almost free to farm this SOL. I'll leave this link in the description down below. Very simple, SOL. Check it out. My last one, I'll be talking about Grass. This is Get Grass extension. Again, this is a free way of getting airdrop. You download a Grass extension on your whatever browser you use. Okay, you're mining Grass. You just have to open up in the background, and then you will automatically farm for you points, and in turn you get you an airdrop in future. Again, link will be in the description down below. So I've talked about many protocols. I believe these few protocols are worth farming, and you should really check it out, and I think this will definitely be worth your time. So check all this. Links will all be in the description down below. And remember, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.